Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. You know what I really like about Donald Trump? He gets somewhat into the, I don't want to call it minutia, because it isn't minutia when dozens of people are killed and hundreds are injured in one of the world's destination for tourism on his watch. By the way, something he definitely inherited from Barack Obama, which is mass shootings, because Barack Obama was the king of the mass shooting. Man, more on his watch than all the other presidents combined almost. So it is a minutia, but this is a guy that's got lots of things on his plate. And when things happen, Trump immediately comes out, boom, quote, here's my tweet. We stand by you, Vegas, blah, blah, blah. Now, we posted a tweet. Somebody named Donald Trumper did it. But I got to tell you, it fooled me at first because it was so on point to what Trump would say. So apparently somebody's having fun mimicking the president, but he didn't say anything silly. But it was when Trump did come out and say something about it, President Trump, then suddenly, it was spot on. It was like exactly what he would say. The guys are cowards for doing. The guy who did it is a coward. We'll get to the bottom of it, and go Vegas. You'll be back stronger. And it's true. So anyway, very tragic situation. It really is that these guys would, that somebody would shoot up this group of people that are. The thing that bugs me about that is it makes every parent in the country worry about their children going to events. You worry a little bit about going to events. I mean, it's the obvious outcome. It's what terror does. I want to read something from a viewer. I was on TV talking about this NFL stuff, and we're going to bounce back and forth because there's just too many issues going on. And also there's a couple of stories that I wanted to get to last week that they don't have a shelf life, but they're weird stories that I just find kind of interesting. But this one, a viewer, I'll call it a Fox viewer, said this. Good morning. I just listened to you tell a group of TV anchors that blacks were told or raised to hate America. I believe this was a misleading comment. I was not raised to hate America. And most blacks that I know dislike the racist ways of America and the world, but they don't hate America. I wasn't raised to hate anyone. And my family wasn't either. I'm praying for those who promote hate. Why raise our kids to hate? You can't fight hate with hate. The country lacks love and empathy for humanity. Have a great day. Just my thoughts. Dr. Grover. And I said, I appreciate your comments, but I suggest you do a bit more research. You have been taught to hate all your life. In a time of a black president last 8 years, who would believe we would still discuss racism? Black Lives Matter trumps all lives matter. Since when? The NAACP still exists as if America remains some draconian country. Blacks succeed all over the place, but not a day goes by when we aren't blaming whites. White privilege is preached. Black angst is taught from kindergarten to college. Entire curricula dedicated to teaching blacks how bad America is, how bad America has been towards black people. Woe is me. There is no sunshine. The light at the end of the tunnel is a train, and I could go on. And I said, I dare you to research how many blacks do not believe in the flag, how many blacks openly say they hate America or won't stand for the national anthem. I dare you to go look it up and think that this is some anecdotal thing. Look at the number of players on the football field prior to Kaepernick who never stood for the anthem, put their hand over there. I mean, they may have stood for it, but they look down, they look around, they move around, they stretch. They don't put their hand over their heart. They have zero interest in this country except their own personal gain. There is no ask not what this country can do for you, blah, blah, blah. It's all about them. And woe is me. And even when they're getting over, we've got a picture of Kaepernick standing in front of a car. I don't even know the make of the car. It's that exotic. He's in front of a fat house. It's obviously his house. This house is worth millions. And if you just take that picture and you say, this is oppression? We've got black people going over to London, England, playing football, talking about how oppressed they are, while people, half the people, 3 billion people plus on this planet, live on less than $3.50 a day. Let's just make it $5 to be on the safe side. And they go over talking about oppression. These people make more in an hour than most people in the world make in a year. And they want to try to tell the world how oppressed they are as black people living in America. How insane is that? I said, you hear things like, not my country. Recently, I watched Charles Woodson, former defensive back for various professional football organizations, and he discussed Francis Scott Key as a slave-owning racist, the guy who wrote the national anthem, and said it as if, well, how could you sing the song of a racist? Well, I would say the same thing of any white dude singing a song of Jay-Z or singing of Ice-T and Cop Killers and all these other things. Really? How could you say, oh, well, how are you going to sing a song by Chris Brown? He's a wife beater. Put another way, folks, a multimillionaire former football player, Charles Woodson, still laments the country that provides him everything. This country, she said, talked about the lack of love and empathy for humanity. And I said to her, this country lacks nothing of the sort. We are nothing but empathetic. I don't know what she's talking about. We are empathetic to the cause of freedom all over the globe. We are empathetic to any natural disaster that occurs, even man-made disasters. We are empathetic to people who are being oppressed by their governments. We are the most empathetic. Who's this person? What planet is she from? I said, this country gives and gives, and people like you view America through the prism of blackness without an ounce of consideration as to where you can do better. So please tell me where that country exists. Because of the 53 countries in Africa, I doubt that you would trade any of them for America. How many blacks do you know that go back to Africa every year fighting to get there? Because I can tell you this, undoubtedly, thousands, tens of thousands of Africans fight every year to get to America, to get on that lottery, to get to this country. And they would do anything to get here, and they would do anything to stay here. And in fact, we've got a story about these students that are mad about the African Americans the Africans at Cornell University. They say there's too many.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.